That's good. I'm excited about this question because I wouldn't have even thought to ask this question. So I'm glad that you provided it. How is it traveling as a solo plus size Black woman? Actually, that's just so much. So I'm gonna let you unpack it. That's a lot.
Yeah, because when people think about like solo travel, it's just like, okay, I'm by myself. But then you think of, you're going to these countries where, like, let's think about Asian countries where most people are very slim. And you're going there as a plus size woman. You're probably like 2-3 sizes bigger than the average person. And I always tell people, being plus size, you have to be confident. If you lack confidence in the States, imagine how you will feel going to Asia when they are calling you fat. They are making faces. They are taking pictures. And so that is one of the biggest challenges I've had to face with being plus size, is going to these countries and knowing like, okay, yes, I'm a size 16. I am fabulous. This is me. But I also think being plus size and being different can also land you opportunities that other people aren't granted. Because I was plus size and I was stuffing my face in this dumpling spot, I was asked to be a plus size model for this company, which evolved into another opportunity. Being Black, I'm pretty sure you already know about that. I think a lot of times people assume because we're Black Americans that we have it easy. And you go to these countries where white is right and you're Black. And yes, you're American. So you might be a little bit higher, but you're still not like white is right. And so just having to navigate through that and just once again being confident and knowing like, okay, that's fine. Now, I will be honest. I think being Black and traveling abroad, I do have like some type of like Black PTSD where, like you might go into a store and someone's following you. And the first thought in my mind is, they think I'm going to steal something. I can afford everything in here. And then you realize, no, they're following you because they probably never encountered a Black person. And that's fine. But that's not usually my first thought. And so we've got to condition ourselves to be more open when we're traveling, especially like when you're plus size, you're Black. And then the female aspect. I think there's some type of hesitation too, because you're automatically thinking, am I viewed as, an easy target by men because I'm a solo female traveler? But like I always tell people, you have to have confidence. If you're a female solo traveler, you have to have confidence. You could be wrong. Walk and be lost with confidence. If you're Black, regardless about the stares, regardless if you feel like you're being treated disrespectfully, walk with confidence. Being plus size, people will stare at you. It doesn't matter. Just being confident. And that is always the message I try to get through to anyone who, might fit in any of these categories. You have to be confident because there's a lot. I've been on a plane before where the lady kept trying to force me to use the seatbelt extension. I'm like, girl, I can fit in the seatbelt, but she's just like, no, you can't. And I'm like, lady, you ever been? No, I'm not gonna say it.
Wow.
Right. And it's just like, but you see it's connected. And she's like, no. And I'm like, okay. So it's just navigating and knowing like you have to be confident.
Okay. So where are you getting your confidence from? Like, or how have you become this confident woman?
I think it's because I wasn't confident. And so when I moved abroad, I really believed I was like this confident Black, strong woman. And then you move abroad where you're the only Black person, right? Like you're getting excited when you see someone of color or a foreigner, like, oh, hey, friend. And so you're in a space where people are taking pictures of you or people are staring. The first week that I moved to China, I actually called my aunt and I was just like, I want to come home because I really think they just see me as ugly. And she was just like, are you ugly? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, then why does it matter? And then I'm like, well, I just want to know you're not coming home because you made us worry for so long about you doing this. You're going to do it. And I'm glad I didn't pack up and go back. But I think it's the challenges I faced when I wasn't confident that pushed me to be this confident woman that I am. Because now it's like, you can say whatever. Child, I don't care.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. All right, so dating abroad. Woo!
Talk about being confident and loving yourself, child. So let's start with the fact that Black women, or women in general, outnumber men when it comes to the expat life. And so when you have 5 women for every 1 man, he's the lucky one, right? But I'm not on this side. I'm on this side. Yeah. And so dating abroad really has pushed me to think outside of the box. So before I moved abroad, I was in the States and I was like, you got to be Black, has to be funny, has to be smart, got to have some money, got to be intelligent. It's just a whole bunch of things, right? Got to be tall because I'm 5'10", just in case somebody's watching this. Got to be 5'10" or taller. But then you move abroad and you realize all of these things that you had on your long list, the chances of you finding someone that's checking them all off, slim to none. So then you start realizing, oh, okay, maybe he doesn't have to be Black. Maybe he doesn't have to be that funny, you know? And so initially dating abroad was it was the worst because that's when I was still looking for my long list. But now I'm a little more flexible and lenient, probably because I had to be. And I found like dating life is a little bit better. I've went on a few dates since I've been in Mexico, and are they people that I would have talked to had I been in the States? But they've been great dates and they've been great men. And so, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I love that.
It can be a drought.
Yeah, the dating abroad has been a struggle for me as well. And some of the same things that you mentioned. So I won't even go back to that. I do want to ask you this. I would like to ask you to give advice, but because you represent a lot of different people, I want to ask it separately. So what advice would you give a Black person who's just considering or even thinking about moving outside of the country, or actually doesn't even have a desire, but it's something in them that's kind of like pulling them?
Try it. Step out on faith and try it. And I don't like to judge people, but I'm just like, if you have the opportunity to experience what it's like being Black in a different country, just try it. And always know you can always go back home. You can always go back. And that is the coolest thing about having a safety net. It's safe. Right. So just jump out and try it.
Right. That's good. That's good. What advice would you give to a plus size woman that is traveling abroad? Like, I'm pretty sure if they do move to a area where a lot of them are slim, how do they go shopping? Like, what advice do you have for them?
Right. Be confident. Know who you are, and don't allow people to make you feel less than you are. Yes, there will be challenges. I've had challenges trying to find, clothes or shoes. I actually broke down one time when the lady was like, your feet are too big, when I was trying to find shoes. And I was like, but I promise you, you're not going to be the only person going through this. It is okay to find a support network. Go on Facebook. And this is for everyone. Go on Facebook, join Facebook groups, do some research. There are other people out there who look just like you and are going through the same things you're going through. But be confident. Don't let them shut down your shine.
I love that. I love that. I'm just so encouraged right now. So what advice would you give to someone that has never traveled on their own and would like to try it?
Again, go for it. However, if you've never traveled alone, what I always suggest is for you to take a small trip. There are some people who are just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to wing it. And then they get to their destination and they're lonely and they're depressed. Baby steps. Maybe start with a dinner by yourself. And this is crazy, but it might be crazy to us, but there are a lot of people who have never gone to the movies by themselves or to dinner by themselves. learn to date yourself, learn to be by yourself, because when you're abroad, it's no guarantee that you're going to find people that you click with. And sometimes you're going to start learning to value your own personal time. So you start early. Then take a trip to a different state by yourself. Start there, maybe a few days, and then you will start to learn how much you really enjoy traveling alone. Then venture out. Because at this point, if it's not a vacay, I'm all girl tripped out. I just got to go by myself.
Same. It's the coordination for me. It's the trying to coordinate with everybody. I'm like, so you don't swim? All right now.
It's the pictures for me. I love taking pictures, but that's why I like solo travel. Because if it's 10 of us, we all gonna want our own pictures. And after mine, I'm like, so yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, you're on your own time. And that is the beauty in solo traveling.
Right. I went to Tulum, and I forget that I'm such like a content creator that I am focused on getting my pictures, and then I can go have fun. So this one girl, she took a couple of pictures of me, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be down here for a minute. She was like, oh, well, I'm not gonna be down here for a minute. I was like, oh, that's fine. I'm a solo traveler. I know how to take my own photos.
I really don't need you. This is actually, you're helping me, but I don't want you to think it's a necessity.
At all. So I was down there for a good 20 more minutes. I came back and I shared my photos. They was like, you did this by yourself? And I was like, yes, I'm a solo traveler. You don't always have someone to take these photos. So I had to learn. To do it myself. So yeah, I feel you on that.
Isn't it crazy that is usually like the number one question people have? Like, who takes your pictures? I just get creative. Like, I mean, but I guess I would think that too. Like, when I first started, like, who's taking your pictures? But you'll find a way.
Listen, a rock, a box, a chair. Listen, whatever.
A little 5-year-old kid, listen, push this button right here. Yeah, thank you.
10 photos at a time. Let's see which one took. Listen. Oh my goodness, it was such a pleasure speaking with you today. How can people find you? Like, what websites? I'll be sure to put a link down here below as well, but I want them to be able to see how they can follow you and what platforms that they can follow you on.
Oh, it froze a little bit. I'm sorry. All right. So follow me on Instagram. So my Instagram handle is @KarinaWorldWide. I'm not going to spell it because you said you're going to do it below, right? All right, so @KarinaWorldWide. I just created a new Instagram page. You don't have to follow that one, but that's the traveling teacher. So it's Karina_the traveling teacher. You can also follow my YouTube channel, KarinaWorldWide. And I also have a website, KarinaWorldWide.com. So it's just Karina Worldwide across the board. I made it.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for taking the time out your day to speak with me. I really thoroughly enjoyed this interview. It blessed me. So I know that it's going to bless you.
This was like the easiest interview I've ever done. I felt like I was just chit-chatting with my homegirl, like, girl.
Tell me. Thanks. Me too. All right. So let me see. Be sure to follow expats.living, you guys. I am going to have this interview up. Also, you can find Expats Living on YouTube. But this is the end of the interview. And be sure to follow Karina on every single channel she just said and go to her website. Thank you so much for interviewing with me. And I really, really, truly appreciate you.
No, thank you for the opportunity.
No doubt. All right. So I'm going to stop recording. Do you want to say